Hello everyone and welcome back to Destiny. Yesterday we got a closer look at Destiny 2's new social space, The Farm. It was really cool to see a Guardian finally walking throughout the space so you can get a real sense of how big it is. We got to see some of the usual Postmaster and Cryptarch in action, as well as some really interesting details about how it's going to be improved over the social spaces of Destiny 1. So I summarized all of this in 9 talking points, so let's jump in and break it all down in this video brought to you by LootCrate.com. So if you haven't watched this video already, I'll leave a link in the description so you can watch it. There's a lot of really great discussion between Destin Legarie from IGN and Ryan Ebinger, the narrative lead over at Bungie. So I want to go over 9 major highlights from the video that we saw and what it might imply about the game's different systems, which we still don't know too much about. I want to start with number 1, which is that NPCs will continue to cycle in and out as you progress through the game, increasing the population of the farm. They made it sound like new NPCs and even vendors would cycle in and out. We can see the shot of the Vanguard mentors here overlooking the farm. We know the Vanguard are scattered at the start of the campaign, and it seems like they will come and post up here at the farm after you quote-unquote rescue them. It's possible that the space will also become filled with NPCs as you help them out during adventures. It's possible they'll make their way back to the farm, and perhaps even provide selections of curios, and maybe even dish out new quests in lost sectors. I think this is actually pretty huge. Bungie is always striving to make the destinations of Destiny feel more alive, which is something that they were never really able to achieve in Destiny 1. If I help someone with an adventure or quest, and then they show up at the farm setting up shop, or even something as simple as hanging out by the soccer field, then that would definitely go a long way to make me feel like I'm impacting the world in a real way. You can also see NPCs come and go. Here we can see a ship arriving to pick up a Guardian who is trying to help push back the Cabal. Overall, super impressed with what they're doing to make the space feel more dynamic and ever-changing. Highlight number 2 is the return of Tyra Karn as the Cryptarch. So it seems like for now at least, Master Rahul is MIA. Perhaps he will find his way back to the farm at a later date, but either way it does confirm a few other things about the game. First up, we now have solid confirmation that loot will work the same way it does in Destiny 1. You will find engrams out in the wild, and then you will have to return here to the farm to decrypt them. You even see a hologram of an engram next to Tyra here, so engrams will look the same as they do now. I just hope they get even brighter. I'd love to see a plume of light shooting straight up, so you can more easily make out that you have loot out in the field just like they do in the Division. That would be pretty nice. Tyra's appearance here does imply that the Iron Temple will no longer be a place where we will be visiting as a social space, at least not for now, but since NPCs will be cycling in and out, it's still possible that Tyra might eventually make her way back to the Iron Temple if that space ever does become a social space again. Also, engrams you'll leave out in the field will continue to be delivered to your Postmaster, which I suppose is point number 3, which is that we still have a Postmaster, which looks like it will still function the same way it does now. Highlight number 4 is the hangar. This base shows ships and sparrows under construction. It's there to reinforce that we're not giving up just because we lost the last city. If Amanda Holiday will be posted up here, I imagine she'll be up the right-hand stairs and towards the back, sort of a similar setup to how it is in the current hangar. Also, these stairs here to the left seem to lead up to the sort of mezzanine area, which we see the Vanguard Menders hanging out in this other perspective. It looks like this is where they'll be posting up, and there's no dedicated Vanguard building. After all, we did not make the farm. Hawthorne founded the farm a long time ago, and we're just there trying to pull ourselves back together. Highlight number 5 is the player limit increased from 16 to 26. This should help the farm seem more populated at all times, and may even help you find a fire team a bit easier, or at the very least, you'll be able to organize those soccer matches much easier, which brings me to number 6 is soccer. We had already seen the soccer field during the reveal, but now we know the games will be fully scored, and it's more than just purely aesthetic. Now you can keep busy while you wait for your fire team members to get ready for the next raid or strike. Number 7 is sort of related to soccer a bit, and that is the space will evolve over time with new things to do. They of course didn't go into much detail here, but they did mention that there would be events that would cycle in and out, I'm sure not unlike the Iron Banner and Queen's Wrath from year 1. Number 8 is that you will have special ways to stand out and call attention to yourself. You will be able to activate these pieces of flair from presumably interacting with the space, so people will see you and have to figure out why you look the way that you do and have to figure it out for themselves. They were of course super vague about this, but I suppose it's something we'll have to learn closer to launch. Number 9 is a very curious force of crucible robots. It seems like it's mostly cosmetic, maybe just decorating the space, making it feel more dynamic again, but however, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a special PvP implementation of these robots, maybe a new mode that has yet to be revealed, that may feature these bots as sort of like target practice or something. Again, sadly, not a lot of details were given, but of course we do have 3 PvP reveals lined up, so maybe we'll learn about them during one of those. And finally, a bonus highlight, and perhaps the most alarming, is yes, fidget spinners have in fact become sentient and they are taking over humanity. When you thought it couldn't get any worse. But anyways, thanks for watching my summary of what we learned. There will be another article today, so of course you can bet I'll be breaking it down right here on the channel. Again, this video is brought to you by LootCrate.com. Of course, Loot Crate is the #1 mystery box subscription. One of the biggest reasons I love Loot Crate is because of the shirts you get every month. I have one that I wear a lot that has Optimus Prime in the classic Tron pose. I wear that shirt like a couple times a week, and I always get compliments for it. So even if you're getting it just for the cool shirts, you're going to be saving a lot of money. And if that wasn't enough, you can get 10% off a new subscription by visiting www.trylootcrate.com/futurefoe and use promo code BRIDGE10 to get that savings. Anyways, what was the most interesting thing to you about the new farm social space? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Be sure to drop a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more Destiny content. And I will see you all next time. Sorta makes it sound like the raid will be taking place on Earth. In fact, I believe the raid may in fact take place in the last city. In Destiny 2, Bungie wants us to get a real sense of what we're fighting for, and what better way to do that than to have us fight the ultimate challenge in that space.